Good afternoon, Democrats. I'm glad that you are with us this afternoon. As you can see, your usual host, our chair, Alicia Andrews, is not with us today. She is 6 different places all at the same time today. It's been pretty much that kind of a week, I think, for all of us. So she asked me to fill in, and you all know that I appreciate the opportunity to spend a few minutes with you during the week. A lot to cover today, and we'll just jump right in. Want to just say a word about our state questions. We are getting a lot of calls in the office saying, well, what is the party recommending? The party has endorsed passing 805. We are suggesting that you vote yes on 805 and that you vote no on 814. 805 is not a perfect bill, but it is something that will advance our approach to social justice, criminal justice reform in Oklahoma. So it is an important step, and so we encourage you to vote yes for that. As for 814, we're encouraging you to vote no. This is nothing more than the legislature trying to get out of its responsibility of raising money by taking money from the Tobacco Settlement Trust. That money is designed for and used for smoking cessation programs, for education, to keep young people from smoking, and a whole lot more. So to give the legislature 75% of that money, we know well that that does not often end the way it should. So we're saying yes on 805, and we're saying no on 814. Want to talk just a moment or two about voter intimidation. We're seeing more and more and more of that around the country right now, and it's frightening to people. In Michigan, the sheriffs and the police have refused to enact, or rather enforce the state government ban on guns at polling places. In other words, the police and sheriffs have said, we will not stop anyone from carrying a gun into the polling place or near the polling place. As a result, you have people with arms and ammunition that are just incredibly intimidating. And so that's an ongoing issue. Also, the so-called Proud Boys are sending out text messages and emails, particularly emails to people in Florida, Alaska, and Regis Abitigo about also the state of Washington, saying you better vote for Trump or else. And they indicate that this should be taken very seriously. This is voter intimidation. It is illegal, and yet it's existing right now in the midst of a chaotic campaign season as it is. Tomorrow, we will be providing you with a hotline number should you encounter any irregularities in your voting process so that you can report them. We will have attorneys throughout the state staffing that hotline as we get closer to Election Day so that we can make sure that every vote counts and that every voter is taken into consideration. No one should have to put up with that kind of intimidation. And already it's very, very disappointing to see that here we are, this close to the election, to big positive change, and yet people are standing in the way of that, making it very, very difficult. So I am encouraging you to be safe. I'm encouraging you to pay very close attention and to let us know if you see something that's not working right. Want to give a shout out to our Pontotoc County Democrats. My gosh, they are doing some great work. They're standing outside every day in Ada, Oklahoma. They are waving Biden banners. They are encouraging people to vote blue this election. They're getting lots and lots of people blowing their horns in support of them. Sadly, yesterday, though, someone tried to smash them with a pumpkin from a moving vehicle. So again, be careful. I'm not suggesting at all that you take a step away from your campaign efforts, from your activism, but just please be careful, because none of us can afford to lose any of us at this point. Want to mention, too, as we get closer to the election day, we are working right now to provide an opportunity for an election night watch party. It's coming together even now. As a matter of fact, That's one of the reasons our chair was unable to be with you this afternoon, because she is exploring some ideas now that look like they're going to come to fruition. So we will be able to have a safe, socially distanced watch party, it's looking like. We'll let you know more about that tomorrow. That being said, if you are planning a watch party, we would encourage you to take extreme precautions. As it stands right now, Oklahoma's numbers are higher than they've been since March, with new infections and particularly with hospitalizations. There are no ICU beds available in Oklahoma City, and most throughout the metro area here, they're full. So this is becoming an increasingly serious problem, while our governor pretends that it's not. While we're seeing more and more people die, he's touting his unemployment numbers. That's unfortunate, because so many people won't have a job because they won't have a life. So please be careful, and that goes all the way through your Thanksgiving planning. The administration most recently put out guidelines saying that groups that are not immediate family really should refrain from gathering together. So I'll just make that plea also. I hope that you will seriously consider getting your flu shot, because this pandemic continues to roil us, and the flu season is also upon us. Want to mention tomorrow we have a very special event. Oklahoma, along with our friends in Arkansas, Nebraska, Missouri, and Kansas, we are welcoming for a very special visit Elizabeth Warren. This is an online event, and tickets are only $5. I hope that you will encourage your friends to join us. You can learn more at the Oklahoma Democratic Party page right here on Facebook. You can also visit our website, which is okdemocrats.org. That's tomorrow at 11 o'clock, and I hope that you will make every effort to please join us. I want to mention also that as much as we appreciate all of the contributions that you are making and have made to candidates, to local candidates, and to out-of-state candidates. We know a lot of Oklahomans have supported people out of state to fight against people like Lindsey Graham, McConnell. But we want to stress that even after the election, your Oklahoma Democratic Party will still be here. We will still be working every day to elect more Democrats. And so I'm going to encourage you to make a contribution today. Even if you've made one earlier in the year, please look into what we're doing, and it's constantly growing, the number of things that we are doing to provide the best possible resources for our candidates. One last word today, and that is we have been really taking a lot of heat just the last day or two, because our offices remain technically closed to the public. This has been true since we all shut down at the beginning of the pandemic. Well, we still are observing those protocols. Our staff has been working every single day, and someone has been in the office every single day as well. For months, I was the only one here, but I was here every day. And all of our phone calls are, if they're not answered immediately, they are returned. So I want to assure you that even in the midst of this really challenging time health-wise, we are doing all that we can to keep our staff safe, to keep our volunteers safe, and to keep our Democrats safe. That being said, we do have some Biden signs and buttons and things available in our office here. And you're welcome to stop by between 9 in the morning and 4:30 in the afternoon if you would like to pick up a sign. We're doing it very carefully, right at the door. So you don't need to worry about anything. We're looking out for you as well. So if there's anything that you want to hear us discuss tomorrow on our live, or rather the Chairs Live, or Friday, then please drop a note right here under this video, because we love hearing from you so that we can provide you with the information that you need, the information that you want. We are working, all of us, to great change. And I'm feeling very optimistic because of the people we talk to, because of all the work that you're doing. And it's so gratifying to know that even with the odds that we have here in Oklahoma, you folks are getting out. You're doing the work. You're dropping literature. You're making phone calls. You're writing postcards. You're making contributions. And it does take all of us. But I can see in the not too distant future where this red state will be a whole lot bluer than it is today. And that's because of people just like you. I appreciate all of you joining us today, and I appreciate all the work that you do to keep Democrats in office and to elect more Democrats to office. Alicia Andrews, chair of the party, will be back with you tomorrow at 4:15, and I will look forward to seeing you on the Hamilton Report. Every Monday night at 7 o'clock, we look at issues that are important to Democrats in Oklahoma and around the country. We're still working on our guest lineup for next Monday night, but I will tell you that the Monday night right before Election Day, my guest for that program will be Arnold Hamilton, who is the editor of the Oklahoma Observer. No relation. I wish we were related because he's a lot smarter than I am. And he's going to be looking at races around the country, things that we all should be watching and watching out for on election night. So I've spent quite enough of your time today. You've been generous, and I appreciate that. I hope that you all have a very good evening. Please, please, please take good care of yourself. Till we're able to be together again, I'm Scott J. Hamilton. Thanks for joining us. Have a great evening.